Hi there, Cancer. Thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 20th of October. The Sun is combining with Venus all through this week, but it does switch zodiac signs on Thursday. In the first half of the week, the emphasis is very much on your home, or at least on your nurturing instincts. And when I say your home, it could be that the combination of the Sun with Venus can see you making some last minute changes which helps to make your abode as comfortable as possible. If you're lucky enough to be watching this from a warmer climate, then it could be your garden that you're trying to create your perfect environment around. If unfortunately you have to involve yourself in a harsh daily environment at work, just doing little things like having a plant on your desk or making sure that you have some quiet time just for you are things that you should subscribe to in the early parts of this week. If you have felt a little bit detached or out of touch with people close to you, it wouldn't be a surprise. This has been partly because the planet of communication, of talk and thought, Mercury, has been in reverse over the last few weeks, and more recently for you in your sector of emotions, and Mercury is not particularly comfortable in this area. Well, the good news is that it does start to go forwards from Saturday. And if you have felt that there has been a rather scarce amount of information coming back from others, and you haven't felt that other people have been keeping in touch with you, you could be pleasantly surprised by the end of this week. And this is because the Sun moves on Thursday, then on Friday Venus moves to join it in Scorpio, which is a very affectionate part of your situation. But both are going to be absolutely energized by an amazing solar eclipse, which is going to provide a backdrop for the next 6 months, suggesting when it comes to expressing yourself, you move from a more inward, rather sensitive mode at the start of this week into a much more outgoing one as the week ends, and this period can be ongoing for some time. Now, Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is of course in the part of your scope to do with finances. And it is actually forging a great link with Mercury, and something to do with your home can be significant about your cash flow, whether you're trying to sell a property or perhaps you're doing some kind of declutter. You may find that selling off unwanted items can raise some welcome spare cash. But equally, Jupiter is forging a more testing link with Saturn. And this just suggests to you that when it comes to your love life, don't try too hard to impress anyone. A grand gesture, and especially an expensive one, may actually end up being something that doesn't render the result that you want. So just act naturally. Of course, it was the song that Ringo Starr sang, and you can find that by the end of this week, your confidence is really going to be reviving. You will feel much more outgoing, and then Mars is going to be moving, and it moves into your opposite sign as this week draws to a close. Now, this is really significant because Mars is the planet of feist. It gives us a sense of identity. It's about our ego. And this is just reminding you at the end of this week that when it comes to relationships, it's not all about what you get back from others. It's what you're prepared to reach out and give to others too. And although Mars is essentially a more selfish influence, it just gives us that extra bit of grit to get going on the area that it's influencing. And it's a reminder as this week draws to a close that if there has been some kind of breakdown in communication or just a lull between you and someone, this is a fine time for you to take the first step, initiate a conversation, and as I say, you may be pleasantly surprised by the feedback you receive. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.